everyone, Mega881000 here, and as I promised, here now comes the second video with my thoughts about Wave 2 of the Shodo Digimon Figure series. In the last video I talked a bit longer about my personal brief thoughts that I have about the announced Shodo Digimon Figure series and Wave 1. Therefore I will keep this video rather short, as I explained everything very detailed in the first video when it comes to general things about the Shodo Figure series. So if you haven't seen the first video yet, watch it first, just for better understanding what this video is about. I think I will link the first video in the description as well. For all of you who are right here, excuse me, I will start with my brief thoughts about the second wave of the Shodo Digimon Figure series and their announcement. As mentioned in the first video, the second wave of Shodo Digimon figures has already been officially announced, which, as you could long seen, will include Metal Garurumon, Holy Angelmon and Adler Kabuterimon. By the way, I wanted to say quickly that it may be the case that the content of these info videos is sometimes not so up to date halfways, because until I upload the video and you can see it, many informations are not so new anymore then. The 3 figures of the second Shodo Digimon wave will also be available again as a limited premium Bandai version. And if I didn't mention in the first video that this version is limited, yes, those premium versions are of course limited. Then you have again an additional stand base for each Digimon figure with their respective associated, nicely printed crest symbol for the respective Digimon. The 3 boxes will each released in a special collector's box, including new illustrations of the 3 Digimon, matching the artwork of the collector's box from the first set, of course again drawn by the long-time Digimon designer Kenshi Watanabe. Bandai also noted that the illustration shown in the pictures is again an early rough version of the final illustration. The pre-orders are already opened at Premium Bandai. This Premium Bandai version was announced again for 4,950 yen, which would be about circa 56 and 68 US dollars. They also announced that they will be shipped in December 2020, and again if the pre-orders may close early if they hit certain numbers. And again, that each figure also will coming with a piece of soda flavored gum. By the way, I got this information from the With the Will forum again. And in the forum it was also reported that the standard release coming as a sealed box or case of 6 of the Wave 1 Shodo Digimon figures at random for roughly $50. That probably means that you can get the standard release of the first 3 and second 3 Shodo Digimon together in one box for around $50. So that's how I understand it now, but I don't commit myself because I didn't really understand how it was meant. Is that now another option to get the standard release? No idea, excuse me guys. But for the first 3 it was posted in the forum that the standard release of the first 3 Wave 1 figures would be sold each individually for about 950 yen, which would be close about 9 US dollars. Bandai Candy announced that, as I told you in the first video. Now this is misleading, and let's just leave it like that. Hope that clears up with the next update. But below the new update they wrote also this with the single releases with each for those nearly 9 US dollars again. Then below it was discussed in the forum, wherever you can see which figures are in the respective box, or wherever you have no control over which figure you buy now, with probably 6 in each box. and it was discussed that it might be better to pre-order the premium Bandai version instead. But personally, I won't say anything more about that, because that was also a lot of assumptions and was kinda unclear how you will get the standard version. And wherever you can see which figure is in the box or wherever you can't see it, therefore someone advised to wait and see how Bandai handles the first wave standard release of the Shodo Digimon. Well, I've said way too much about the general informations again, so I will start my brief thoughts about Shodo Metal Garurumon right now. The whole thing must of course be seen from the perspective of what the Shodo Digimon figure series should be and is, namely a simpler figure series that is more affordable in terms of price. They are basic action figures with a decent level of detail and posability, but minimal effort and added features to keep the cost reasonable. In addition, they are rather smaller figures, roughly 3.1 inches tall and 2.4 inches wide, which would be about just circa 7 and 87 centimeters tall and almost a bit over 6 centimeters wide. So they are not much bigger than the action feature Digimon action figures back then, which were 2.5 inches or 5 centimeters tall, which for all these reasons cannot be compared with a figure series for adult collectors, like in contrary the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figure Arts Digimon figure series back then was. With these aspects in mind, Shodo Metal Garurumon looks pretty good and solid from the product images. Has more the anime color style than the metallic style, which is also completely okay and fits very well. On the other hand, I am surprised that Shodo Wargreymon has more the metallic style, at least from the product images, because as I already mentioned in the first video, the metallic grey of his various armor parts could then be in real life rather turn out to be such a cheap looking grey plastic look. Now this rather pale anime style for Shodo Metal Garurumon here could reinforce my suspicions for Shodo Wargreymon, but as I said last time, wait and see. On Metal Garurumon there are no missing paint apps, as well as no strange proportions etc. to complain about, at least as far as you can judge from the angles of the product shots. Which facts I find very positive, and I would count Metal Garurumon to one of the best Shodo Digimon figures. So for the small size and the low price, Bandai did a good job. Looks really good. Also looks very poseable from the pictures. The only problem I have is the color of his eyes, because he has the same two red eye syndrome like all the other old Bandai Metal Garurumon figures had, which were for children back then. That's a bit of a shame, because otherwise he looks really very good. With all the praise for Shodo Metal Garurumon, there is one point of criticism for me, which is again in contrary very bad. Namely, it can be clearly seen in this product image that you cannot open his snout, and that is rather not benefiting for Metal Garurumon, and a shame, because you can see again here where Bandai saved costs. Because that was never the case with action figures of Metal Garurumon before. The bigger ones could do this all back then. Above all, from the point of view that the old action feature Metal Garurumon figure was even a bit smaller, and its action feature was that it opened his snout and even stuck out his neck a bit when pushing his tail blade down. Excuse me please. So this complete technology and technique has been housed in the even smaller body mold for it. Please see this in comparison and in relation, and with a new 2020 figure in contrary, you can't even open the snout manually, which would also be very important for Metal Garurumon. So folks, how do you see that? That's really bad of Bandai, isn't it? And for those who prefer the ultimate perfect and poseable figure of Metal Garurumon, Bandai Tamashii Nations D-Arts Metal Garurumon, or even better, SH Figure Arts Metal Garurumon Original Designers Edition is of course your better choice. Of course, you have to dig much deeper into your pockets for this, that is also clear, but the comparison to the ultimate perfect figures from the collector's section should not be the topic here again. We're coming to Holy Angemon or Magna Angemon. Well, first of all, I think that Holy Angemon is generally a little better than Shodo Angemon executed. Well, he also doesn't have such body-hugging parts as she has. I think you know what I mean. The shape and design of the wings also looks good and is more reminiscent of the wings from the original character design than in contrary Shodo Angewoman's wings are. However, even on Holy Angemon some body parts or components looking a bit strange proportioned. This applies above all to the mold of the legs and also to the boot shape, because I find the mold a bit too bulky. Somehow it generally looks as if the legs and boots are a bit too short but too bulky for that. Or the size of the mold for the main body, including the head, is too small compared to the legs, boots as well as the arms, which, like Shodo Angewoman's arms, are much too massive and above all too long compared to the rather stocky proportioned body and head. For me, the proportions of these body parts just don't fit to each other, which makes the figure looking less good in general, or how do you see that? In addition, Holy Angemon lacks a lot of paint apps, which might be okay for the small size and price, but these strange proportions are definitely not okay for me. Therefore, Shodo Holy Angemon as well as Angewoman delivering a kinda strange overall image. And then there are those huge, very obvious balls for the elbow joints. What Shodo Angewoman has on her hips and thighs, Holy Angemon has on his elbows. I don't know. Therefore, I have to make the comparison to the transformable Choshinka Tamashii Holy Angemon figure again, which despite the transforming ability and except of course the wings, looks much better than Shodo Holy Angemon in all the other mentioned aspects. Yes, I know, even if it is for the collector's section, but still, it is a transformable figure and still better proportioned. So there are questions about how they are not able to do that for a non-transformable simple figure. Even this is supposed to be a simple, small and more affordable figure. That's still no excuse for it, I think. And then take a look at the old super rare, probably Bandai Asia exclusive action feature figure Magna Angemon here. Even on him the proportions are kinda better. Well, it was probably hardly poseable, but still. And now just add my words from the first video. Can you then, for a new Holy Angemon figure produced in 2020, not expect something better than this from the past? Despite for should being a more simple figure? Yes, you can, I think. At least all details of Holy Angemon's original character design have been taken into account and reproduced on Shodo Holy Angemon, despite the small figure and the sword, the straps, including the colors for these details, or better said the ribbons, including those of the boots, looking very nice in case the figure will be released as shown here in the product images. Now we're coming to the third of the Shodo Digimon Wave 2, Adler Kabuterimon or Mega Kabuterimon. I can't say anything more about him then that a figure, for the simplicity of the Shodo figure series, the small size and the low price, just looks very good, and that they managed to implement and replicate the dangerous looking character design perfectly and one-to-one. So Bandai did a surprisingly well job on Shodo Digimon for being such a small figure. And also the style of the mold of the figure looks very dangerous. I really like it. What I also think is absolutely great on him is that it looks like they used two different red colors for the paint job. A rather shiny, almost metallic red, for example the carapace and the head, and a rather dull red for the muscles and the internal components of the mouth, for the accurate representation of these various components. So if the figure will actually be released as shown in these promotion images, then that would be really top-notch, Bandai. In the comments, he is also already considered by many people as probably the best of the Shodo Digimon figures so far. The only problem with Shodo Digimon is again that with the small Shodo figure size, Digimon real huge size, you can't convey very credibly, at least for me. Then what I said about Shodo Garudamon in the first video applies, but this you have to decide on your own. Of Mega Kabuterimon character, there was also this ultimately rare Asia exclusive action feature figure, and there's no doubt that a new Shodo Kabuterimon mold looks 1,000 times better than this old rare one. I think the pictures speaking for themselves. I'm really looking forward to the actual paint job and how the color style will be for these Shodo Digimon figures in general. It was also reported in the With the Will forum that Bandai had already officially announced the Shodo Digimon Figures Wave 3 with this teaser image here. And as you can see, that will be Pseudomon, Omegamon or Omnimon in the middle, and Lilymon, where I'm very excited about Pseudomon and Lilymon, as well as other people in the forum stated. Because the two, together with Garudamon, they denied for us in the Digivolving Spirits figure series for now, though they promised them us from the beginning, and the Piomon Garudamon prototype figure was shown fully painted already. But maybe there is still hope, because I saw another great announcement, because the following was posted in the With the Will forum as well, and I let the official announcement image speak for itself first. Yes, there is still hope! I got actually officially announced. It got officially announced by Premium Bandai. As you can see, some sort of new Tamashii Nations SH Figure Arts figure. And that now I think will have blown the people from the collector section from their chairs. But it is true. Well, this announced figure called SH Figure Arts Omegamon Premium Color Edition is only a repaint of the SH Figure Arts Omegamon Bukura no Wargame version figure with the cloth cape, or respectively it is the mold and the parts of this and not a full new SH Figure Arts figure. But hey, that leaves also hope for more to come, right my people? Maybe this announced figure, excuse me please, maybe it is just a small chance and hope, but maybe that could mean that Bandai Tamashii could possibly revive the SH Figure Arts Digimon Collector action figure series line in the not so far away future. Many others, and I would definitely celebrate that very hard, because such an announcement, or the fact that they will even release such a figure again after 4 years of silence, I believe. To this, I would never have thought in my life to see such a SH Figure Arts Digimon figure announced again. Really not. And it seems almost unbelievable. Surprisingly crazy, but so awesome, isn't it? And to this announcement of SH Figuarts Omegamon Premium Color Edition, this also increases the hope in me that the Shoshinka Tamashii figure series may also be continued at some time. Or how do you see it? I think I would see this chance even bigger again, because it wasn't as long ago as the last Shoshinka Tamashii figure was released. Then it was the case, in contrary with the Digimon SH Figuarts series, which was considered by most people, including myself, as already dead and cancelled. So aren't that great news for 2021? Because this Omegamon was announced for February 2021. But I will do an extra video about this great news. Yes, and that's my opinion and my brief thoughts about the second wave of the Shodo Digimon figures. You are welcome to write your own opinion about it in the comments below. And again, for the people who are going to like this figure series very much and are okay with the price-performance ratio, I did not want to and would not like to talk bad about these simpler figures, but you should also question some things a little more seriously, because here too it is very obvious on some details where Bandai put a red pencil on to keep costs low. As always, I thank you very much for your attention and see you for the next brief thoughts update video about the third wave of Shodo Digimon figures. But then I will probably put the more detailed information video about the just mentioned announcement of SH Figuarts Omegamon Premium Color Edition in between, as more official information has been announced about it now for a longer time as well already. Let's see, because I think that they not launch the next update about the third wave of Shodo Digimon figures so soon, right after this. Yes, that's how we will do it. You will definitely hear from me again soon. If you liked the info video here, use the thumbs up button and give me a like. And of course, you can also subscribe to my channel. For the moment, take care first, your Mega 88 1000.